Do you want an easy way to enroll students into your school or academy that doesn't make you feel like a used car salesman? Are you tired of getting people saying, oh, I just need to think about it, and you don't really know what to say next? You don't want to sound sleazy and say something stupid either, and you're trying to prevent them from going to other places because you know that you're not the cheapest in town and they're probably going to go spend their money on a school that's not going to work anyway. My favorite is when people say, well, I've got to go check with somebody else, like my spouse, my partner, whatever, before I can enroll. This ends up leaving you absolutely frustrated because you feel like you're on a hamster wheel going nowhere. If you own an extracurricular school or academy, like a martial arts school, music, dance, maybe even tutoring, and you teach brick and mortar, like you have a building or you're in the online space, this video is for you because I'm going to break down the exact system that I've used for my own multi-seven-figure school and that I've helped 600 plus other school and academy owners implement through my program, Seven Figure Dojo, where we help schools build wildly profitable schools that run on autopilot. I'm super excited to talk to you about this because as a school owner, I used to rely on these things to get people signed up in my school. I would rely on discounts. I would say, hey, if you sign up today, I'll give you $50 off or whatever it might be. And then I would rely on this fake urgency crap where it was like, oh, it's a limited time special. It wasn't limited time. They could come back the next day and still get the same price. And I felt icky about it because I would convince myself that it really was urgency, but it was contrived, fake, and it fell flat. And then that resulted into me basically begging or bartering. So it was like, hey, if you can't sign up right now, we could delay your enrollment for a week, but we can hold your spot, blah, blah, blah. And then finally, after doing all of those things, I just really got jaded. And it was like, if you want to sign up, sign up. If you don't. None of those things actually improved enrollments. But what did was this. I learned how to create what I'm going to call a unicorn value stack. The unicorn value stack is where I can differentiate myself from everybody else because I want these three things. Number one, I want to be unique. I can't be compared to other people because if I get compared to other people, they're going to go and price. And if they price shop me, there probably is somebody who's going to be cost less than me. And then it's just this quick race to the bottom. So if I have a unicorn value stack, I can be unique. Second thing is I stand out. If I'm a unicorn and I'm speckled and I have magical dust coming off of me, I'm a unique creature in the forest. Nobody else is like me. I get to stand out among the crowd. That's what I want to do. And third, I'm super valuable because I'm rare. Nobody else can beat me on this because I'm unique. Nobody else can stand next to me. I stand out in the crowd and my program is valuable because it's rare. There are limited spaces. There's limited availability inside my program that's not fake urgency. So when it comes down to creating this unique value stack, I like to break it down into three core things that you're going to do. You're going to have your goal that you help your students with, whatever that goal might be. And then you're going to have some things that you're going to actually be able to help them with. For example, in Seven Figure Dojo, we help people enroll students every week. We help them retain those students for years. We help them build a team to scale the dream. So what is it that you do to help your students achieve the goal? And for us, the goal is to build a wildly profitable school that runs on autopilot. For you, what would that be? Is it to help them become a better leader? Is it to help them get the academic things that they need to be successful? You're going to want to put that in the middle of the triangle. And then this is going to be your unicorn value stack. Like what makes you really different? Like I said, at Seven Figure Dojo, we help people enroll students every single week, retain them for years, and we build a team to scale the dream. And really, what is it that we're solving? We're solving low enrollments. Most school and academy owners, the reason why they can't get to that building a wildly profitable school is they don't have enough enrollments. So we help them with that. And then they're faced with monthly churn. So they get people in the door, but then at some point they have more people going out the back door than they have coming in the front. They just don't have help. It's usually just the school owner or maybe an instructor or a coach, but beyond that, they get capped. So you can see what I'm doing here, showcasing why we're so unique and why we stand out. You really have two choices if you're wanting to get help with your school or academy. Choice number one is you can go try to hire a marketing agency. We have an internal agency that runs my own ads for my school, and we have a limited amount of clients that we allow to use my own internal agency. Some people will go and try to just find a marketing agency and hope that solves their problems. The second option is to do it yourself. DIY. I'm going to keep running my head into a brick wall over and over again until I figure it out. And then the third option is to get help. And really, your ideal student is facing these three things as well. They're going to go try to find a solution that doesn't work because it doesn't solve the actual problem that they have. So for example, I find inside of our martial arts school, I find that parents try to find a solution all the time. They'll try to talk to other parents about how to help their kids with focus, or they'll try to force their kids to be more confident, and that backfires. They're trying to find a solution that doesn't work. It isn't. Like, you can't, talking to other parents and then trying things here and there, that's not going to help that kid get better focus. It's not going to help them be more confident. An actual mapped out plan to be able to do that will. And so that's why for a lot of schools and academies, they hire a marketing agency. Then they get frustrated because they spend a whole lot of money to get leads in the door. That wasn't the problem, because they didn't need more marketing. They needed a system. Parents will try to work on it themselves. We've had tutoring schools that have come in, and what do most parents try to do? They go on YouTube, they find tutorials to help their kids improve their reading, improve their math skills, improve their language skills, and they can't. Like, the parent is trying to do it themselves, but because they're not a professional, because they haven't spent years developing out an easy way to grasp the concept, it ends up failing. It's the same thing with some of our schools that are trying to build a culture in their school or academy around fitness. People try to go do fitness by themselves, but they can't because they don't have the accountability or they don't have the expertise. And so they'll end up injuring themselves. It ultimately fails. So what's left? To get help. And that is where you can give them help, right? You are going to come at them with this unicorn stack. It's unique. It's going to help you stand out, and it's super valuable. You're able to help people with these three things. You're going to be able to get them to move forward. Now, being able to explain what these three things are, you're going to want the 3D sales framework. I'm going to go over this right now with you, but just know that I can't go into everything in depth. We take our clients through game plan calls where we work on what areas they need improvement upon. There's tons of online training materials around this concept to help people enroll those students and explain their program much faster and much easier. I'm going to give you the highlights here. The first thing that we have to do is when someone comes in is we have to discover what it is that they need help with. If you're bringing somebody in and you're just like, hey, we can help you enroll students every single week, we're going to train them for years, or we can help your team scale, that's not helpful for you. And that's one of the reasons why we bring people in for a game plan call. We discover why they need help. And in my martial arts schools, we do the exact same thing. We have a parent who comes in, they're there for the first class. We're asking them questions. We're asking them, what brought you here? What's the reason why you need help? And from those discovery questions, we can identify what is the bottleneck or what is the thing that's holding them back from achieving the overall goal, the result that they want. Once we ask those discovery questions, then we're going to diagnose. This puts us also in a position of authority. Instead of, do you want to sign up? Now I'm saying, hey, look, these are the things that are going wrong. You can either try to do it yourself, or you can seek other solutions, or you can do it with our help, right? So I'm going to diagnose, this is exactly what's going on and what you need to be aware of. And for example, if you did that with us, you'd hop on a call with us at Seven Figure Dojo. We would take a look at what you're doing. Whether you decide to work with us or not, you would leave with a very clear understanding of the action steps that you would need to take in order to fix that problem. Next thing we're going to do after we diagnose is talk about what we do. We're going to deliver these promises. We're going to say, hey, this is what we do. This is how we're going to help. Usually in that delivery, you're going to talk about the length of time. So if you want me to deliver this result to you, it's going to take this amount of time. And then we'll also talk about any level of effort that they need on their side. Like, you should be showing up for this many classes, or you're going to have to do this type of tutoring, etc. And then at the very end, after we talked about all those things, that's when we'll talk about the price. Most people, when they bring in students for their introductory lesson, their trial lesson, or whatever, They talk about price and maybe effort, but they don't talk about all this other stuff. And that's why enrolling students is really challenging for them. And so we call this 3D framework conversational selling. It's important that you're able to build up everything else first. You need that unicorn value stack if you want to get people seeing the value of what you do. And then you've got to be able to use that 3D conversational selling framework to explain that value to them. If you're sitting here and you're like, oh my gosh, that sounds like a lot. It is. It took years to develop, and yet you could do it. You just may not want to spend 10 years and thousands of dollars waiting on it. Or you could step into a proven system that we've already built, that we've installed in over 600 other schools, and you could shortcut all of that. And if that sounds like something you'd want to do, then if you're watching this on a training, there's probably a button below that you can use to schedule an actual game plan call. Or you can go to the Jennifer Waters on Instagram if you want to have a conversation with me and my team first. Go to the Jennifer Waters on Instagram and send me the DM. Students, I'll know that you're watching this, and we'll have a conversation about what's going on. And if it makes sense for us to hop onto a game plan call, we will. Thanks a bunch. I'll see you on the next one.